and welcome to today's YouTube episode. On today's sewing adventure, I'm going to be talking you through all the outfits I wore on my staycation to Cornwall and also be showing you little clips of that trip away as well. So let's get started. So just a bit about what I'm wearing today. Today I am wearing the Merchant and Mills Alice and Hattie dress. I can't remember which version it is, but it is obviously the sleeveless version. There is a short sleeve version to this dress as well. It's really lovely because it's got these gorgeous kind of darts detail here, which is really lovely. And then it's just sleeveless. I'm also wearing my gorgeous Layla Amber necklace, which is really lovely too. So I thought that that looked quite nice because obviously the dress is quite plain. It's just a gathered skirt with some patch pockets. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. So after I've explained each outfit that I wore each day, I will show a couple of short clips at the end just to show you what we did that day and some of the lovely things that we saw and we got up to as well. So recently I did go on staycation in Cornwall. It was really lovely and really beautiful, and we were lucky on most of the days. There was only one day where the sun wasn't shining, so we had a really lovely time, and we took our dog Patsy with us, so she will come up in some of the clips later on, and I'll be able to show you a little bit about some of the things we saw when we went away as well. So to start with, I'm going to show you the outfit. It's not really exciting actually, but it's the outfit that I wore in the car. It is quite important because it's a really long drive. We live in London, so it is a good, I think maybe 6 hours in the car. So you want to be comfortable. So what I wore in the car was this. This is my Safiya trousers. So these are from the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book. And these are just made from this really lovely cotton fabric. I can't remember where I got it because I got it such a long time ago. But the thing I really love about the Safiya trousers is they are obviously a wide leg trouser. They have an elasticated waist. The elastic on these is not really too tight, so it means that they're really good for a long journey like that. And yeah, that is what I wore. Obviously you don't want to get too hot in the car. You obviously don't want to get too cold. So they're really good as well because they're this lovely lightweight cotton fabric. What I wore with them in the car was this. This is my Papercut Patterns solar tee, and this is in a tencel jersey fabric. Again, I want to be comfy in the car. We're in there for a long time. Don't want to get too hot, don't want to get too cold. So that is the outfit that I decided on. And I actually wore that. We were lucky enough, the place that we stayed in a little cottage. It had a washing machine, so I was able to wash the clothes. We were there for about a week, so on the last day before we came home we actually did a wash, so I was able to wash these, and I did wear this outfit home again in the car as well. Perfect driving outfit. So that is the first outfit that I wore on staycation. Now the next day we went to Land's End, which was really lovely, and I will show you some little clips of what we saw there. It was just so beautiful. It was a lovely sunny day. It wasn't too hot. It was maybe around about maybe 20 degrees if I remember rightly, and there was a bit of a breeze. Obviously you're right on the sea edge there, you're right on the like cliff edge, so it was quite cool as well as being lovely and sunny, so it was kind of like the perfect weather actually, so we were really lucky. What I wore that day is this, and this is my Zadie jumpsuit. Now this is made from this lovely cotton linen fabric that I got from Sew Me Sunshine, maybe, again, it's not a new make, maybe about 2 years ago. So I was really comfy in this, and it was perfect because obviously it's got the long legs. It's a long legged one, you'll see pictures of it as well. And so it's kind of cool because obviously it's quite open around the top, but then it is got the long leg trousers which kind of keep you a bit warm as well. So that was really lovely to wear there, and I just really like this print. Orange isn't a colour that I usually would go for, but I actually really enjoy wearing this one, and the cotton linen is such a lovely weight for the Zadie jumpsuit. So that is what I wore on that day. So as you can see, it was a really, really lovely day. It was quite windy, but it was still lovely and warm. The sea was just so blue and beautiful,
and obviously you're right on the edge of the cliffs there, looking straight out to the sea. So super lovely day, and really lucky that we had such glorious weather when we visited Land's End.
The next day we were there, it was a little bit cooler, and it was quite cloudy. You'll see in the pictures, it was a bit of a cloudy day. It was our only cloudy day, so can't complain, and it was still quite warm. And it was absolutely lovely. We went to a place called Cot Valley, and you can connect up with the coastal path and actually walk some of the coastal paths, so we did a little bit of that, and that was really lovely just to see that and to breathe in all that gorgeous fresh air. What I wore that day was these. Now these are the Sew Over It Ultimate trousers, but I made them up in this really lovely kind of bright blue denim, and so they're kind of like fake jeans, which is really great. So the Sew Over It Ultimate trousers, in case you don't know, have an invisible zip at the side, and they just are finished off with a facing, and I've got the 2 darts in the front and the 2 darts in the back. So they're very, very simple to make, and these ones are actually made, this denim has a bit of stretch in them, so these are actually really comfy to wear, and I just kind of turn them up at the bottom. So very casual, very easy to wear and nice and comfy as well. So I wore that with my pink solar tee, but with the Agnes shirt over the top, which was really lovely. And obviously it was a bit cold that day, so I needed the extra layer. And the lovely thing about this the Agnes and the linen is that it keeps you quite warm, but also is quite cool at the same time. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's just a really lovely thing to wear, and it's a really gorgeous weight. So that is what I wore that day. So that was my outfit for the second day. So you've all seen the Agnes before, you know it's one of my favourite patterns, and I really enjoy making it and wearing it as well.
So this was our coastal path walk that we went on. It was so lovely. As you can see, it was a bit cloudy and a bit stormy, and the sky actually does get a little bit darker as we walk along the coastal path. So you can see now we're up on the coastal path, so you get a slightly different view. The waves were just so beautiful. And then this was looking down from another point onto more of a beachy landscape.
So on the next day of our staycation, we went to the seaside, and I wore my Matchy Sewing Company shorts. These are the weekend chore shorts. They are really lovely and comfortable and perfect. Remember, they're made from a curtain, upcycled, perfect for a day at the seaside. And I wore that with my Papercut Patterns solar tee, the white one. So a really nice outfit. You should be able to see a photo of that one on the screen. It was really lovely to go to the coast. It was such a lovely sunny day. The sea was quite cold, but it was perfect for paddling, and we just had a really nice time in the sea and having a walk around. We went for quite a long walk. Obviously we had Patsy with us, so it was a dog-friendly beach. It was called Gwenver Beach, I believe. I'll put it in the descriptions box below so you can see how it's spelled, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. But that is the beach that we went to, and it was really lovely. It was kind of quite a long walk down quite a few steps to get to it, and obviously on the way back you had to walk up the steps, but it was a really, really lovely beach. The sea was so beautiful and clear as well. I just remembered that on that day I also wore my hat. Now this is the Rebecca Page wide brimmed hat, and that was obviously perfect to wear, because there was no shelter, no shade, we were just in the sun at the beach. So yeah, that was what I wore on that day.
So as you can see, it is just really beautiful. The sea is so blue, and just obviously looking out into where the sea meets the sky is just really stunning. The water was really clear. You can see Patsy enjoying herself as well, which is really sweet. She did have a nice time having a little paddle. Obviously she can't go in too deep because she's quite small, but she did enjoy herself. In the next clip you'll see she didn't stay super pristine for long. There she is. She'd been rolling in the wet sand and she made herself a little bit wet, but she had a nice time, so that's good. And as you can see, my camera skills aren't that great, but you get the idea with the gorgeous sea and then the lovely cliffs behind.
So the next day on our staycation we went to Penzance, and that was really lovely. We also went for a drive around the coast as well. So when we were in Penzance we just really explored. We went into lots of lovely little shops, lovely plant shops, and we also found a vegan cream tea in a cafe called the Honey Pot Cafe, which was really lovely, and obviously I was really excited to eat that because obviously that's not something you can buy very often, but it was great, just to let you know. So what I wore in Penzance that day is this. This is the Tilly and the Buttons Suki dress. Now this one is actually from the Make It Simple book as well, and this is not a new make again. I've had this one for quite a while, and if you watched my trip to Lisbon, when I talked about what I wore in Lisbon, I actually took this one with me there as well. And this is just made from this viscose fabric. I love the green colour. I also really love the tigers on the print. I think it's really beautiful. And I have a tie belt just to draw that one in at the waist. So you should have seen a picture of me wearing that one in Penzance. And yeah, that was my outfit that I wore on that day.
So I really didn't take much footage when we were in Penzance. I think I must have decided to take that day off, taking little clips, but you can see it was a bit cloudy, but it was a really nice day and we did have a lovely time there.
So the last day of our holiday we went to St Ives, and I didn't actually take a photo of myself when we were there, but I did wear the Zadie jumpsuit again. So obviously I'm on holiday, I don't have all my clothes to choose from, and it felt like the right thing to wear because it wasn't a super hot day. It was lovely and sunny, but it wasn't super hot. So that was a really lovely comfy one to wear, especially for exploring around St Ives in the town. Now when we were in St Ives we went to this really lovely shop called the Craft Tree, so I will put a couple of clips up on that. And they sell lots of yarn, but also upstairs they sell sewing supplies and fabrics as well. So I'll put a little bit of that on for that, and yeah, that was a really lovely comfy one to wear for that day.
So this was the clips that I took in St Ives. Really beautiful. This is kind of more the harbour side. I don't really know St Ives that well, but to me this was the more harbour side, although there were people swimming. And then this was the more beachy side. You can see there's lots of people set up for the day at the beach, which was lovely. This was the Craft Tree shop that I visited. So back onto craft, which is great. And it was really lovely. You can see all of the amazing yarns in the shop. And they do stock sewing supplies as well. And they had gorgeous kits. You can obviously see the threads. They really did have a lot. They had zips, they had bias binding, they had pretty much everything. Fat quarters, obviously you can see the patterns up there. And then this is the fabric section. So a really lovely shop to visit if you ever go to St Ives.
So that is it for today's YouTube episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed sharing it with you. Perhaps you had a favourite outfit or maybe a favourite day that we had on our staycation. You might want to put it in the comments box below. I really love hearing from you, and that would be really nice to see what you thought as well. If you have already subscribed to the channel, then thank you so much. It's so wonderful to have you here regularly. If you haven't yet subscribed, then I would really appreciate it. It means you'll get notifications on when I release my new clips. Also, if you could like this clip, I would really appreciate that as well. I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you here again soon.